All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's Friday. It's an outstanding day to be American. So while we wait for everyone to come on, let's talk about what it's so great to be an American. We have our gun rights being taken away. We're giving money to illegal immigrants. We're setting them up with hotels. Forget our homeless. Forget our own American children that are sitting on the streets not doing anything. We're going to help out these individuals who aren't even Americans. That's what makes me so proud to be American. That's sarcasm. We have a lot to discuss today. A lot. And if you're all as pissed off as I am, rightfully so. We are giving illegal immigrants free money. We are giving them stimulus money. We're setting them up with a hotel. We're going to ensure that they are taken care of. But our government right now, our current president, if that's even you want to call him, is giving money to illegal immigrants, and they're forgetting about the thousands upon thousands of homeless individuals we have right here in America who are American citizens. We have veterans who are being crapped on. I'm pissed off just as you are. So let's go into it. First off, there's so much to talk about. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. If you guys want to chime in, you want to bring up a subject, if you guys have something going on, let me know. I'll be more than happy to bring it up. Yes, I have a new back going on. I wanted to hang up some things on my wall, but I couldn't do that on the cement so easily. So I turned my desk. So I got to set all this stuff up. So bear with this mess, this whole gaggle. I guarantee you it's a lot easier to clean this up than what's going on right now with our nation. Gino, you said estimated $4 billion to illegals. Exactly. It is ridiculous. And not to mention, before all the money from the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill has been even delivered to everybody, Biden's talking about another $3 trillion. Hey, let's just do another bill, $3 trillion big, and let's make sure we only give the American citizens, legitimate Americans, only 1% of that. We don't know what's entailed, but if you look at the history, it's obvious that none of it's actually going to go to the people. We need to start electing individuals in office who will stand up for this. Period. We have homeless in the streets. We have businesses leaving. This whole entire nation right now cares about America. People like us. We love America. We want it to get strong. But we have all these fools, these clowns, these pugs, as you will, in office who are trying to do everything they can to destroy the very fabric our nation was founded upon, the very fabric of lives that our forefathers fought and sacrificed. These are young kids back then, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, putting everything on the line to ensure America, from what it being a glimmering little thought in someone's head, to actually becoming a legitimate thing, the United States of America, and being the greatest nation in the world. Those kids fought for this nation, and we're just sitting here watching it get flushed down the drain because we have cowards as elected officials. I'm sorry, we do. We have cowards. Jim, we do. Thank you. I do. You know what? You owe me a coffee, but I got one right here. So it's right now. The thing that is horrible is the only thing we have right now is we are powerless. You guys don't like to hear that, but right now, as citizens, we are powerless to a point where we need to actually vet our officials from all levels, from trustee all the way to president. Vet them. Don't vote solely on name recognition. I've said it before, I've said it 1,000 times. Look at Gonzalez. Oh, star football player in Ohio State. Let's go ahead and let's elect him. And look what he did. He voted to impeach Trump. He's a rhino. Period. Hagen would have been a better choice. But why did she not get elected? Well, because she stood up to First Energy and that whole gaggle, and we all know what happened with that. And they decided to spend all that money going against Hagen and actually helping out Gonzalez. But we voted for Gonzalez because he was a football player. We need to vet our candidates. Stop voting solely on a name. Ask them the hard questions. Ask me the hard questions. If I can't answer it, I don't deserve being in office. If any elected official cannot answer the hard question, they don't deserve to be in office. It doesn't mean you don't respect them as a Republican, Democrat, whatever. Who cares? I don't care if it's your own brother. Ask them the hard questions. I mean, Gino, they're labeling it a whatever bill was. They come out with so different names. It's ridiculous. But you can say, "Hey, America's Freedom Act," but it'd be a funding to help out China, which is going to talk about a second topic: is China. You guys not seeing the news? What's going on with China? Threatening to forcefully unify a Taiwan Strait, which coincides with the weak president we have, the ones who have no backbone. I mean, I've said it before, I say it again, and I'll say it 1,000 more times. First, they got our paint with lead. Okay, we shouldn't be eating paint to begin with, but it was the 80s. All right, everyone was eating paint. Baby formula, dog food, our toys. The Wuhan virus from China. It was a bioweapon. They're the only nation right now that's positive economically. They're about to be the most successful economically worldwide, which is something that they plan on doing. And now look, they're going to beat us. They put, how much was it? 800 billion? It was like 1.2 trillion yang, whatever the Chinese currency is. But it averaged out to be about $800 billion into their military that was not budgeted. They're going to attack the Taiwan Strait. They not say that. They say forcefully unify. That means attack. You have Iran openly threatened an army base right here in D.C. Now, yeah, they did threaten to assassinate a general. That happens all the time. What I'm talking about is when the last time you had a nation openly threaten to attack us on American soil, not a base overseas, I'm talking about right here. That's because the weak president we have, and I hate using that word, in office. He can't even talk. He sits there and starts talking about, we want to talk about China. I'm like, oh, look, there's a bird. Oh, well, I had ice cream this morning and Cheerios and like, oh, never mind. Like, seriously, this guy is not right in the head. Why are we putting up with this? Why is our Congress, why is our Senate not doing something about it? They're speaking out, but I want to see legislation being pushed to ensure our citizens here in this nation are safe. I want to ensure my kids can go to sleep knowing that they'll be able to wake up the next morning to have an America to go live in. Ruth, he's undoing everything Trump did just because Trump did it. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say Trump was a complete ASS. Okay? Whatever. His policies were good. I don't care what type of person you are. It's the policies that I care about, because the policies is what make our nation. The policy is what puts money into our pockets so we can provide for our children. Judy, Rich, thanks for joining. If I missed you guys coming on, I'm sorry. But y'all, thank you for joining. We need to stand up for it. The last thing I'm going to talk about will be the Second Amendment, but we have a few things we're going to talk about as well. That was brought up. Lordstown Motors. We got to change gears here. I'm getting a little fired up talking about Biden. So we're going to talk about Lordstown Motors. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. Neil, yes, we're going to talk about that, actually. But I need to switch gears because I love this country. I'm not trying to be cliche, but I do love our country. And seeing everything that I fought for, seeing everything that my brothers and sisters are currently trying to fight for, being devastated by these clowns drives me crazy. So we're going to talk about Lordstown for a moment so I can cool off. I have no problem admitting that I'm getting a little upset. We all should be upset. Our nation is being flushed down the toilet. So Lordstown Motors. I said it last year during my last campaign. It was very suspicious that GM went from 3 shifts down to 2 shifts down to 1 shift. And during that whole process, they weren't fixing equipment. This was from the individuals who were protesting at the UAW, the union workers. They were saying, hey, they're not fixing equipment up to par. They're bringing in some equipment that had nothing to do with what they're building. Seemed kind of weird. They reached out to our Congressman, Tim Ryan, and of course, he was nowhere to be found. He was not answering anything. So, what's going on now? Okay, well, GM shut down, and then Lordstown Motors gets put in place. The idea, I've always said it, it's great. We should always be looking for new, innovative ways to make our lives better, easier, cheaper, whole 9 yards. But this is a new business, 100% electrical vehicle that there's no proven product that it's going to work, or it might, or how long it's going to take us to actually perfect the technology. So let's put all of our eggs in this basket and hope that the Lordstown Motors gets us off, the hole that we're in and brings us back to prosperity. Flag number one. We should never put all of our eggs in one basket. We should never depend solely on one business. We should be reaching out to others. No, there are some others coming in, but the majority of the eggs that we have are currently in Lordstown Motors, which is not good because it's a new type of business and it should have been vetted properly. We have lawsuits after lawsuits. They lied about the numbers. Okay, fine. The numbers are probably a miscommunication with what was a legitimate pre-order and what was a pre-order. And what I mean by that is some individuals have said, hey, I'll buy one. Some said, hey, I'll buy one. Here's a deposit. They were adding all those numbers up together when they should have said, no, these are the ones who put their dollar amount down. These are the ones who just raised their hand and said they were going to buy one. Regardless, but for someone who is going to have a business the size that they're going to have, they should have known the difference. So I do think there was some sort of trickery involved in that. Gino, you said watch any YouTube video. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that again. But yeah, it's about China. But I mean, again, I want everyone to know I do support Lordstown Motors as a company, but I want to ask the hard questions. Why are you lying to us? Why are you hiding stuff? Why are you doing a test drive in the middle of the night in a different state? Why did it take so long for you to let us know that one of the vehicles burst in flames? You guys know how much damage a lithium battery will do when it blows up? It's going to leave a crater. So it's just, I think they're over exaggerating. They're and needs more vetting. I've contacted them now 3 times asking for a tour to asking to where I can at least talk to the CEO and see if we can get some of these hard questions answered. I do respect some of the legislators that went down there and talked to them. However, I want to hear some actual legitimate answers, not the political answers. So if you guys don't know, I have a screen right here. I got a screen right there, and I got my phone right here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. All right. This last one I want to talk about, we're going to cover all this and give people time to get on. Biden's executive order that he claims that he's going to go ahead and sign. The White House confirms Biden will sign an executive order on gun control. Gun control. That's worrisome because we all know that the left, the Democrats, want to take our guns. A lot of people say they don't, or excuse me, a lot of Democrats say that's not the case. Well, they're obviously not here on our planet listening to what we're listening because it's right there. I am going to sign a gun control order ASAP. Doesn't specify what he plans on putting in the actual. I can't even talk. I'm starting to sound like Biden. That's horrible. Someone come and slap me. Doesn't specify exactly what he's going to put in the executive order, but if we look at the history of what the Democrats have been trying to do, we know it's not going to be good. Period. I want to be able to defend my family. There's a lot to cover with the Second Amendment. I want to be able to defend my family. I want to be able to defend each and every single one of you I'm around. I have my concealed carry. I want to be able to carry my weapon without being persecuted and be able to defend you if something does happen. Now, yes, what happened in Colorado, it's horrific. It's sad. But you hear the left talking about, and anyone else who knows anything about guns will understand this. You are in close quarters, a small area. We'll say Walmart. I don't care if you have an AR-15 or if you have a pistol. I'm going to do is just as much damage, regardless which weapon I have. Period. So by them saying they just want to ban AR-15s, well, let's say that the criminals for some reason obey this law and all AR-15s get off the market. They all get melted down, whatever. Okay, fine. AR-15s are gone. What's the next thing they're going to take? According to them, an AR-15 is a weapon of war. According to the definition, it is a weapon of war because we use it in combat. Well, they're idiots because we don't, but okay, let's go with them on that one. I'll humor you for a second. If we use that weapon in war, and that's considered a weapon of war, okay, fine. What about the shotguns? What about the pistols? Because we carry those in war too. Another thing. This is just them trying to grab an inch so they could take a mile. We need to stand up, stop, not allow them to do that. We need local legislators, state representatives like Lori Check, great individual, who will stand up and say no. We need Al Catrona to stand up and say no. We need all of our state legislators to stand up locally and say no. Obviously, Michelle Laporte-Hagen, she's a complete tool. She's not going to do anything either. She's going to do whatever the left wants. We need our commissioners from all levels, everyone, at all offices, to stand up and say, no, we will not sit there and take our citizens' rights. We took an oath to serve, to defend everybody, to protect the Constitution, to uphold to it. And these legislations are going to challenge that. We should not be doing that. They should not. They should be voted out if they do. We need to stand out. We need to protest peacefully. I'm not starting an insurrection or anything here like Trump apparently did. We all know that wasn't really real. We need to defend our entire way of life is being it's ridiculous. You guys listened, obviously some of y'all watched Biden's talk yesterday, and this is where all this stuff is stemming from the Second Amendment to $3 trillion to the hotels, the illegal immigrants being given SIM checks, to even them saying the Republicans are trying everything they can, okay, to violate our voting rights and restrict people to vote the way they're allowed to vote by putting legislation in place. Well, the only legislation I see Republicans put in place is basically enforcing our already voting rights. I mean, there's nothing, we're not trying to stop anyone from voting. If you're over 18, you can vote. If you're an American citizen, you can vote. If you're not in jail, you can vote. If you were, you just need to fill out a piece of paperwork and there you go. What's so wrong with that? It's been going on since the dawn of time. It's worked. You just know, the left knows that we will not stand for the same election that happened back in 2020, and that we will fight and we will not tolerate this. We've already seen countless times where just recently, look in the news, and I would love to pop it up. I'm sorry, this is a new program. We'll get it. But our voting, everything is being frauded. I mean, people were being arrested. People were being charged. We saw that one instance, I think it was Michigan, where they pulled out those suitcases from underneath the table. Apparently, there was some up-and-coming evidence due to some emails that were being recently passed along, which shows that they were frauded. There's another report where a person just took one ballot and just kept feeding it through, even though it didn't have a signature. The Democrats are the ones that want to make sure it's easier for individuals to vote. Why do you think they had the open border? So they can get all these illegal immigrants here, get them registered to vote, which is mandatory registration. Once you get your driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote. And if you guys don't remember what happened, I think it was a year and a half ago, where New York gave everyone a driver's license, including illegal immigrants. Pardon me. So we all know it's being threatened. Why? Because they know they're not going to be able to win another election ever without frauding some votes. A lot of Democrats, and I work with a lot of Democrats, have a lot of buyer's remorse. They're a little upset about what's going on with Biden, rightfully so. They didn't want to hear it. We need to fight for our freedoms. We need to start locally. A lot of people ask, what are we going to do to take care of Michigan, Nevada, all those other states, Pennsylvania? Well, really, there's nothing we can do. We can take care of Ohio, though. Ohio can only take care of Ohio. Let's take care of Ohio. We all have friends in Pennsylvania, surrounding cities, surrounding states. And we must have trust in them to do what we're doing here in Ohio. We must ensure that our state legislators can be the beacon for other states. So that's why we need our state legislators to stand up and fight for what's right, fight for the Constitution, and do what's needed to get done to ensure our way of life can continue. If we keep going down this path, we're going to be in war in about 5 years. Period. We got 80,000 Chinamen training in Canada. The individuals over at the border, they're not like from Honduras, majority of them. You do realize there are some Chinese, some Asians, some Koreans from North Korea trying to come in. We're just catching and we're releasing them. We're not vetting them. We're not even giving them a court date. We're giving them a hotel room and a plane ticket to go wherever the hell they want. And you know they're going to New York, California, and all the other liberal states to devastate our entire nation. And I won't tolerate it, which is one of the reasons why I'm running for office, which is one of the reasons why I'm running to ensure our freedoms can stay put. Our Second Amendment stays put and does not get altered any further than it already has. In fact, I want to release a few of those restrictions. We got to take one step at a time. Let's stop. Anthony, how you doing? Lewis, Angel, Brian, thanks for joining. If I miss you guys, I'm sorry. We're on a tantrum a little bit. But we all need to stand up. We all need to just fight. Not physically. We need to stand up, talk, run for office, help out that candidate. If each and every single one of you found that one candidate that you support, whether it's a congressional race or a Board of Education race, and you donated $10 a month, that would completely leave the establishment in the wind, because that's the number one problem is the establishment. That's the reason why we are in the mess we're in right now. But we, the people, are more powerful than any establishment can possibly ever dream about being. We can. So yeah, I'm gonna show you this. Let's see if I can do this whole split screen here. Let's pause it here. Split screen. How do I do this split screen? Share. All right, there we go. I figured it out. Okay. We're gonna turn down my mic and we're gonna listen to this for a second. If you guys haven't, this is Biden. So this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Period. The end. Like, I get so confused. Like, I consider myself pretty much intelligent, but when I listen to him, I feel like I'm a complete idiot. Complete idiot. I get he has notes. I give, and the thing is, I told you guys, I'll give anyone the benefit of the doubt. I'll give them theirs when theirs is due. Listen, everyone's attacking him about having notes. You know, I know he's kind of crazy, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on the notes. I mean, it has to happen for one man, anyone, to understand the complexity of any situation, to remember everything just like that. You do have to reference things. That's what I think makes you a little bit intelligent. Is not necessarily know, but if you know what to look like. If you guys ask me what 47 times 756.5 is, I would not know. I would have to go ahead and type it in, but I knew how to find the answer. But some of these questions he's being asked, and if you listen to it even more, he knows who he's going to call on next. He has the question, which is one of the reasons why he has those papers. So he knows how to answer it. They never did that to Trump at all. They gave him the hard questions, and he was able to answer it like that. This individual is a complete tool. He can't even answer the question intellectually with notes in front of him. I don't care that he has notes in front of him. It's the fact that he has notes in front of him, and he still can't talk. So that's the problem. So if I miss any questions, let me scroll up here real quick, see if I can't miss anything. If I did, I'm sorry. I try to get to everyone's questions. Neil, you said we need to make Ohio a Second Amendment sanctuary state. Absolutely. I think we should. You know how we can start doing that? Getting back a state legislator, state representative, the Senate, and governor. The governor race is coming up. We all know Pink Flag DeWine's running, and there's a few other individuals trying to run for governor. You got I hope Jim runs. I think he is. I don't think he officially announced he's running, but I think he's running. He's a great guy. You got that Blystone guy. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong running, but there's quite a few candidates running for governor. Find the candidate that you like and back them and help them. State representative, same thing. The House Senate, the same thing. Commissioner, same thing. I think there's a few commissioner seats coming up. You have to do that. That's the only way we are going to be able to take back our nation is by helping everybody out. Period. Yeah, I saw that, Trudy, where he was able to call. So we need to make sure we actually go ahead and help your candidate. Me, you don't have to help me, help somebody. As long as you're helping somebody that's going to do the right thing for the right reasons, don't help an individual who's doing it for the money. And I will tell you right now, I've said it once, I said it 1,000 times. I don't want to be a congressman. I don't. That's not my ideal thing to do. I mean, look what's going on up there. But I think I need to. I know I need to. That's what I feel I need to, because about time we need someone in office who's going to stand up to the bureaucratic establishment that's going on. It's ridiculous. We don't have anyone that's like us to stand up and fight against all these lawyers who are writing laws to fool lawyers so they can put their own money in their damn own pocket when they're supposed to be taking care of us, the people. There's nobody. That's why I'm running. Because somebody has to stand up, and I am willing to stand up and put my life on the line and do all that. I guarantee you everything that's going on, we have congressmen and women being threatened to be assassinated. We do. We have individuals who are being threatened to be killed. So ask yourself this one question. Who do you think in office or for an election could be threatened and just laugh at the person? You want to threaten me? You can go ahead and try, because I am a Second Amendment supporter, and I would love for you to see what's in my other room. Try it. Try to injure any one of my friends, my families, any one of my supporters, anyone, period. Even if it's a stranger, I will defend them with my life. That's what I did for 11 years as a United States Marine, and I plan on doing it to the day I die. But you look at all these other candidates, how are they going to be able to handle that type of stress? If any candidates do jump in. But keep this in mind on all levels, from trustee, wards, city council, commissioner, state rep, senate, congressman, senator, president. Who's going to be able to stand up, look at the individual in the eye, or organization or country, and say, you want to threaten us? Go ahead, you try. Because we are United States of America, and we will not tolerate that. And Angel, if you get threatened every day, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be. And we shouldn't. I mean, I don't want war. I really don't. And I don't want to cause drama. I don't want to cause conflict. I don't want to cause any of that. But we need a fighter in all offices to ensure that they are going to fight each and every single second of every single day for our freedoms, for our neighbors, for our children. That is the only way we as a nation is going to become the world power again. The only way we are going to become the strongest nation in the world, the greatest nation in the world, because we're not anymore. And trust me, it hasn't hurt anyone more than it hurts me saying that. Saying that hurts me a lot. But we have to acknowledge the issue. We have to acknowledge the problem before we can start fixing it. Okay, yeah, Ruth, I could talk about that if you want. But here's this. Pass this along, guys. This is my donation page. If each and every single one of you can donate at least $10, let your friends, family members know. $10 a month can be devastating to the establishment. I know I got just 3,500 votes on the last election. If Christina Hagan didn't jump in, I know it would have been a bunch more, and I definitely would have won the primary. But let's just say, of the people who voted for in the general election, 150,000 rounded numbers, Republicans went out and voted. 150 right here in the 13th district. If each of you donated just $10, that would have destroyed any chance an establishment would have had any chance. Which is why I want you guys to go ahead, share this link. This is our donation page. Share it. Let your friends. I don't know if I did that on my, I think I did. Oh, okay, I did. All right, new program. Sorry. Let your friends, family members know. Share it on your page. Let them know. It's the only way we are going to be able to take our country back. 2022 is going to be the tipping point. If we do not get the House or the Senate back, and we need one of them in 2022, it is going to take at least 10 to 15 years for us to recover once we regain either one. If we get in 2022, I know we will be good. We will be okay. We will be able to recover. We will be able to go back to the way we were in about 3 years. People will see. People have seen. People's eyes have been opened. Buyer's remorse have sunk in with some of the Democrats. So hopefully we can do that. So help, donate. Let's do what we need to do to take our country back. Rich, thanks for joining. Robert, John. Because right now we are currently in debt, and it's not counting the $1.9 trillion stim bill that was just passed. We are $28 trillion in debt. With that, with that stim bill that was put in place, we are now at 30 trillion in debt. And the other 3 trillion that he wants to put in, that's 33 trillion. Are you kidding me? In just 60 days, he spent more money than anything in the world. We only make in revenue about $4.5 trillion, and we spend $6 trillion. So every year we're going in debt $2 trillion. But he's going to go ahead and increase it 5 trillion, can't even count, about 5 trillion rounded in just like 2 months. That's not budgeted. That wasn't budgeted. Are you kidding me? This is how China gets a hold of us. This is how China takes control. Because who owns our debt? Thank you, Neil. I said in the last race, I'm like, listen, we were on the verge of being self-sufficient. All right, we were bringing manufacturing jobs back. Ford was about to open up a plant, and they decided to move to Mexico. I really hope they go back because I've always been a Ford guy. I always have. But if they do move, if they officially move to Mexico, I'm done. Done with Ford. Period. Do I blame them? No, because look what Biden's done. But I'm still done with them. We need to keep manufacturing jobs here in the States. We need to bring medical, our prescription drug manufacturing back here. We need to be able to be self-sufficient. We need to be able to, if there is 100%, all the other countries just disappeared, will we be able to survive? Will we be able to live? I want us to be 100% self-sufficient. Now, yes, the world economy is important, and we're going to take care of that. But we should be self-sufficient so we can help other countries be self-sufficient. Period. Now, yeah, you got to have that trade, but do we have the capabilities? I mean, look how many buildings we have where we can do manufacturing, whether it's steel, whether it's farming, whatever it is. We have to have the capabilities to manufacture stuff ourselves. Plain and simple. Because if we don't, and we keep going in debt, by 2025, that is 4 years from now, we're going to be from $30 trillion in debt to 50. So in just 3 years, our debt's going to increase by $10 trillion. I mean, last time I checked, I can't go to the grocery store and spend money I don't have. If I have $10 in my bank account, I can't go and buy a $500 TV. Can't. If I have a credit card that has a $500 limit, I can't go spend $600 on it. It's going to be declined. What makes our country any different? Oh yeah, it's. I agree, Rich. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad what's going on. So, listen, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Let me move this. I'll hit it. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. I know it's a lot of devastating stuff. It's a lot of things that we can do to be frustrated. We can be, rightfully so, be frustrated. You know, we got our gas has increased by like $1 already. It's going to keep going up. Biden's already lied to the union workers. You know, the Keystone Pipeline has been canceled, even though he said he wasn't going to. He said he wasn't going to cancel fracking. He's going to cancel that. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, besides Biden being president. We got him putting illegal immigrants in a hotel, lying, saying that Trump was letting kids starve at the border, which is a bunch of bull crap. It was not happening. If anything, I recall Congress and the Border Patrol was requesting money to make the facilities better. But Congress, the Democrat Congress, because it was democratically controlled, we only had the Senate, was saying no. Only if you give money to the Clinton Foundation and stuff like that. We're going to do another, so we're giving illegal immigrants a STEM bill. How much was that? Like billions of dollars. Biden's already working on a $3 trillion another deal. And we haven't even gotten done handing out the 1.9. I have friends that I know who still have not had the first STEM check because it's being caught up in some bureaucratic crap. the light at the end of the tunnel is a train, it'll be the train. It'll be the train of victory. All right. And we will get it. The light at the end of the tunnel, there is a way. And I hate talking. I'm a pretty humble guy. You guys know that. But I know when I get elected, there will be change. I will be kicking down the doors, not just of the Democrats, other Republicans too. We will make our voices heard. We will make sure policy procedures get checked, which brings me to another thing. Someone actually brought this up to me. And I love being a Republican. I do. In policy only. Lower taxes, smaller government, pro-life, Second Amendment, proper immigration, not the atrocity that we have down at the border. But someone told me, it was like, Rob, you understand that if you want a bill passed, you're going to have everyone's support. Well, no shit. No kidding. Sorry. I'm going to try not cussing anymore, but that's me. And I apologize. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'll work on it. That's the best I can do. So no kidding. Obviously, I need people's support if I want legislation passed. But the individual stated that, well, they're going to probably turn to you. We'll say John Smith. That's, unknown name. John Smith said, hey, Rob, if you want us to support this bill, which is going to lower taxes, I need you to sign your name on this bill, which is going to restrict the Second Amendment rights. He's like, that's the only way you're going to be able to lower taxes. Well, I looked at John Smith and I'm like, yeah, well, that stuff's not going to happen, because I will never vote to violate the oath that I took as a United States Marine, or when I become congressman. I will not spit on the oath I took when I get elected. I will not play that game. Like, well, that's how it works. Why? Why is that how it works in Congress? Why is that how it works in government? Because we, the people, allowed it to get to that point. So we, the people, start electing individuals in office, such as myself, who won't play that political bullcrap game, and we actually push legislation to help the people, then that's fine. Well, John said, well, then your bill's not going to get passed. I'm like, well, that's fine, because I'm going to live stream the hell out of it, and everyone in this nation is going to know that that person is shady. Because there's no reason why I need to have a heartbeat bill passed, but I have to vote for a pay raise just to get that heartbeat bill passed. You're a Republican. If you're a Republican, you're pro-life. I shouldn't have to scratch your back for you to do what's right for the pro-life community, to actually take care of these unborn kids who cannot defend themselves. I should not have to sell my soul to protect you. Because if somebody does try saying, well, Rob, you need to sign this pay increase in order for your bill to get passed, I'm not signing it. And I'm going to let each and every single one of you guys know, hey, John Smith said that this bill ain't going to get passed. I'm not getting his support because I refuse to vote for a congressional pay raise. That will never happen. I will never vote for a pay raise. I will never vote for anything that I don't stand for. And each of you know what I stand for. Lisa, thanks for joining. You want the roads to get fixed? We are paying tax. Exactly. I mean, we need to get in touch with our local representatives, our trustees, our wards, our city council, depending on where you live, our commissioners, to say, hey, why aren't these being done? The gas tax when was the gas tax implemented? That was 2015. The gas tax is supposed to fix the roads. Well, it's been 5 years. I think they have enough gas tax to fix the roads by now, but they're not. Where'd that money go? That money went into general fund and they're misappropriating it. They're using it for other means. And that needs to stop as well. Yep. All right. So we are actually setting up another talk. I want to say next week, we're actually going to have a special guest working out the logistics with an individual. He's a great guy. And some of y'all, one second, I think this actually just came across here. Sounds good. All right, here we go. All right. You guys know Adam Newbold, right? Adam Newbold out of Columbiana. The one who said if you voted for Biden, I'm not serving you coffee. I like that guy. And I think I'm going to get some coffee from him. We're going to have him on. I understand he actually was at the January 6th protest. So we're going to ask him some questions, see his take on it, see what really happened there. I know it was about a month ago, 2 months ago, but, more than happy to have firsthand knowledge and also his take on Biden. And he's a great individual. He does the ATG. He worked there. He actually does CCWs. He firearms instructor, you name it, all around patriotic American. So we'll have him out and we'll let you guys know what date and time. I'm thinking Tuesday, but we'll work out the logistics. We will make sure we let you guys know. If you all have any questions, concerns, where you can get a hold of me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have Parler now, and I have Cloud Hub, or you guys can just call me. 330-531-1007. I will always be there available for you, whether I'm elected or not, because I am a patriot and I will fight for you. And you do not need to be an elected official to make a difference. So with that being said, God bless you all. God bless America. Stay safe. And remember, Biden is not our president.